Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you our summer wrap up. We have officially ended summer, and so of course I had to get on here and tell you guys all of the fun things that we did. So that's what I'm going to start with first. My name is Morgan here at the Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you've been here before, welcome back. Okay, summer fun. The girls went to camp like all of June. We ended school actually on May 31st, which is the longest that I think we have schooled for a year in a really long time. Now, yes, we are year round homeschoolers, but when I say ended, it's like your official curriculum that you were using for that school year, you're done with it. And we do like to work and finish our curriculum. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But the girls went right into summer camp in Vacation Bible School the first week of June. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of June, which was insanely busy. But the first week of June, we had Vacation Bible School for everyone in our household. But then my oldest went to a cabinet making woodwork class at a trade school, and she made some amazing things. She made a step stool, a cabinet, a birdhouse, and like a keepsake box. And she used all of the high tech, big, heavy duty industrial tools to cut all the wood. She learned so much. And this was a request of hers. Now, if you followed along, you guys know that we've tried our hand at wood shop for the last like year and a half, but we don't have all of those tools, which really kind of put a damper on us being able to do some of the things that we had in our wood shop book. But she got an opportunity to do that and she loved it. So that week I had my middle daughter and my youngest daughter at home with me. I did get a chance to spend some time with my middle daughter, just she and I one on one a couple of days. And I took the baby girl to my grandmother's house. Not my grandmother, her grandmother's house. So that was really nice. One of the things that I enjoyed the most probably about June is that I got to spend one on one time with each one of my girls, 2 days with each of them. And it was really good. We had a great time. We did all kind of things. We did whatever they wanted to do. We did a little shopping and we went out to eat and we did some art and little projects here and there. So that was really nice to be able to have that time with them. So the second week, let's see, Maggie, my middle daughter, went to camp and she was the only one gone that week. She went to a camp at a college and it was called College for Kids. And I believe the first week she did something like maybe robotics and some form of an art class. So in the morning she would do art, in the afternoon she would do the robotics. So that was a full week of class for her. She loved everything about it. I don't have a ton of pictures because obviously they're at camp and parents are not there with them all day, but they came home and talked about so many things and loved every bit of it. So that was really, really cool. The third week, they were all gone. So this was a week for me to kind of reset and work on some things. They all went to the OCCC, which they call College for Kids. And I think Mallory did an art class in the morning, and then she worked in like a botany plant type of class in the afternoon. My oldest daughter did crocheting in the morning, and then in the evening or afternoon, she did like Olympics and like the physiology of athletics. So they talked a lot about the body and how that relates to being an athlete, which is like right up her alley, and she loved it. She also loved the crocheting. It was a rough start because she didn't know how to do it, but she came home with a crocheted scrunchie and she's been crocheting ever since. So that was awesome. Maggie did engineering and then she did grossology botany. Not botany. She did grossology dissections, I believe is what it was. They dissected a frog. They dissected a worm. She had a really, really good time. She's my science kid. And at first she was kind of grossed out by those things, but she loved it. That's one thing I really want to start doing in our homeschool too is more dissections when it comes to science. So more on that as we go throughout the year. But they all had an amazing time that week. So the last week of June, everyone was gone as well. They all went to a different camp. My oldest two, Maggie and Brenna, they went to Camp Shiloh, which is a Christian camp and is more of like team building and spiritual growth and development. Um, they had the best time. If of all the camps, I think that was the one that they had the best time. They talked about it nonstop. They still do. The camp counselors were amazing. They had so much fun. They had a parent day on the last day, which was that Friday, and we went and we got to see a lot of the things that they were doing. They had tons of obstacle courses and like rock wall climbing and zip lining, and they had a faith pole that Brenna got on and basically climb up this telephone pole is what it is. and there's a ball hanging in the middle, and they talk about, having faith in God. And of course, they're strapped in, you guys, but jump to this pole and make an attempt to grab it. It's all related to God's word and what he says, and the things that he places in us. But they had the best time. That last week, Mallory did gymnastics camp, and it was actually only 3 days. So that was the week that I spent the Monday and the Friday with her, just she and I doing whatever she wanted to do. And she had a whole list of stuff to do, y'all. So we went to like Five Below and Target, and we did some painting and played outside and played with some water and just fun, and places that she wanted to go eat and snacks she wanted to try, just all the things. We even sat and watched some TV. So it was really good. Gymnastics camp was amazing for her. She went all day from Tuesday to Thursday, 9 to 3. She loved it. It was just really good. So June was busy. Okay, a few things that I didn't necessarily like about June is, this drop off and pickup. It was a lot. Like getting up, they had to be at camp usually like between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, dropping them off, the morning traffic, getting back home, getting resettled, and not forgetting to go pick my children up. I didn't, but there were some days I was like, oh, I need to go pick my kids up because I'm not used to having to do that. Now I have a reminder to get them there, but I did not set reminders to remind me to go pick my children up. But I did get there on time most days. I didn't forget a child. Don't call CPS on me. But it was just a lot. It was a different thought process and just daily flow for me, not having them here or having one gone and two here. It was a lot going on. So it was not a relaxing June like I thought it would be. We also did like volleyball in the month of June, a little bit here and there. We went swimming with friends. We had a lot. We celebrated my middle daughter's 11th birthday, which was really fun. We spent all day at a water park, and then we went out and ate. We had family come and visit from out of town. June was jam packed, full of stuff. Okay, remember I told you guys that I wanted to get to a lot of summer projects. So some of the projects that we had done was Mallory requested to move to her own room. All three of the girls had been sharing a huge room for a year and a half. And she's like, I want to go to my own room. My sisters are noisy. They do stay up and read at night. She usually gets into bed about an hour and a half before then, but she's like, I just want my own room. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. They're all upstairs. So we had a spare room that was used as a playroom that nobody really like played in for real, honestly. So we painted that room, and Mallory is in her own room. We had to fix her bed because it broke in the process of doing all that. So that turned into one of our projects for the summer. Some other things that the girls had painted letters on their walls in their rooms. So we did do some painting. We repainted the letters, sanded them down, did that whole thing. Although we have not gotten the letters hung back on the walls yet. That's coming. And a few other things that we were not able to do, we had to call someone to do, just like handyman stuff. We had to get a new faucet in the bathroom. We had to get a new drain in the bathtub. We had to have our faucet outside fixed because it's been leaking for a really long time. And then the big thing was getting a new roof and gutters. That was the loudest experience for the 2 days that I've had in my own home. And we didn't really have anywhere to go. It was like 104 degrees outside. It was just insane. So we stayed here and we cleaned up and did some things. But I was glad that we stayed because we ran into some problems while they were doing the roof. We had some ceiling fans placed. Well, it was not a ceiling fan box, you guys. It was like a light fixture box. So if you know anything about it, ceiling fans obviously are heavier than light fixtures. So while they're doing the roof, this ceiling fan that's in my big girl's room starts to fall out of the ceiling. So we had to throw a mattress under it. The roofer stopped. We were able to get all of that fixed and taken care of. It was just busy. And all of this happened right before the 4th of July. Originally, we were to start school on July the 1st. That did not happen because I was waiting to get the roof done. We can't school while we have a new roof being placed. That would have been another day that we would have had to take off anyway. So why not just wait? That's exactly what we did. Then we headed out of town and we went to go and visit family, and we still made a vacation out of it. So we had the opportunity to go for a hike. My husband and I used to hike this Pinnacle Mountain all the time when we lived in Arkansas. The girls had never been. We almost made it to the top, but it started getting dark. We got a late start, but we had such an amazing time. Like nobody complained, nobody broke ankle, no sprained ankles, nobody fell. Like it was fun. It was a really great time. And then we went to some caverns in northeast Arkansas. Amazing, you guys. I've never been in a cave before in my life. This experience was so amazing. So on top of that, we got to visit with family. We went swimming. We tried lots of vegan restaurants while we were out, did the caves, we did the hiking. It was a great vacation. And we've really had to change our mindset about what a vacation looks like for our family. It's not, the Bahamas or, Key West, Florida or California. It's like finding things next to our state that are close that we can go to within 3, 4, 5 days and just really making the best of it. We also went bowling with family. We just have to change our mindset about that because number one, finances, number two, time. And it's really challenging for us to do a lot of traveling with all of the extracurricular activities that the girls do. But we also don't want to make our travel only be when we're traveling for extracurricular activities because that's not fun either. So we have kind of changed our mind, adjusted, and just focusing on finding new things to do because there are tons of things to do in our state and surrounding states that we've never seen before. And it was successful. So I'm very, very happy about that. So once we got back from vacation, it was time to start prepping for school. As I said, originally we were going to do July 1st and 2nd, and then we were going to come back and do like the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So that would be the equivalent of a week. That did not happen. Once we got back from vacation, it was like, okay, now we really have to prep. So we started working on our schoolroom was one of the first things that we did because all of the new stuff for this coming school year was downstairs in the office. We did not have any room up here for it. So we had no choice but to get everything organized. So we did all the prep, got all the schoolwork out, got everything moved, put up some new bookshelves, got all the books put away, finished up Mallory's room with the painting and moving her furniture and everything. All of that stuff was done and we were ready to start the school year. So you're probably wondering, okay, talk to us about, the supplements and everything for the summer. We did nothing. Nothing. When I say nothing, I mean truly nothing. We gave it a good solid day and a half into June, and we were like, you know what? We're not going to do this. I did read with my youngest daughter 3 times a week, and it was just like maybe I would read to her. Sometimes she would read a couple of sentences here or there. It was not really structured whatsoever, just kind of random things that we did. My girls did not touch their sentence diagramming, no editor in chief, no analogies, nothing, you guys. We didn't do anything. Also, to go with that, we finished May the 31st. I still had a daughter who had not finished Easy Grammar that she was working on. I did not finish Logic of English Foundation C with Mallory. We just stopped it. I had one who had started on math, Saxon Math 8-7, and then she stopped maybe like at lesson, I'm not sure, 6 or 7 or so. We still had things that we needed to complete for the 2023-2024 school year, but we just stopped it. We also did not finish our American history curriculum. We had about 50 years left to cover. However, that is information that we have gone over and covered a few times since we started homeschooling. So there wasn't a whole lot to be new. History is one of those things you kind of do it in a little bit of a rotation. So those are things that we've gone over, and we're moving on to world history. That's done. We still have that curriculum, and we will come back to it at some point when we decide to study American history again. Or maybe we won't because it might be too young for them, especially my older girls. So we'll see how that goes. But we just stopped everything and we did not get into the supplements that we planned. I looked at it like they're at these camps all day long. They're having a great time. They were learning. They had educational camps going on. They learned tons of things. Was it your typical math, history, ELA, grammar type of thing? No, it wasn't. But my oldest daughter learned how to use power tools so she could cut and make things. She did have to work with some numbers and learn angles and all the things, right? She also learned about the human body going to the camp for athletes. Maggie is doing coding and robotics. There's math involved with those as well, the STEM portion of it. And Mallory was learning about plants. I just did not see the need to try to take even 15 or 20 minutes every day to go over any of those things. It just wasn't worth it this summer. And so we had a great summer. So we did not do all of those things. When I look back on it, I'm glad. Was it a little bit of a struggle trying to get into the groove of not doing anything for summer? And of course, I was worried that when it's time to start back, they won't want to. And, they'll be so out of it. We'll have to do a ton of review. But it was a month. And it's not like their brains weren't working on things. And we didn't experience that. But make sure you stick around because I'm going to give you our first 2 weeks recap of our homeschool since we have officially been in school for 2 weeks now.